up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Empire Radio here on YouTube. Now, as you guys can tell, I'm currently sitting in my vehicle because I just picked up my press pass for Twin Cities Con. I'm super excited for this con. It's a local con. It's getting pretty big. Day one is about to wrap up. I did not film day one. I just got my pass, walked around the floor a little bit. But tomorrow is a full day, the Saturday day. I'm gonna be here pretty much the entire day. So you guys are gonna see this right after this. So buckle up, sit tight, and enjoy this con with me. Let's get it. All right, guys, we are heading to Twin Cities Con here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis. Doors are opening in 2 minutes. I have my press pass already. It is 29 degrees outside, and your boy's just in a hoodie, so yeah, that's a thing, but it's okay. The walk is really short. Just right there, you see those people? So, like I said on the last clip, today's the day, so let's get into it. We're gonna meet up with Tanner. We're gonna meet up with, I'm trying to think, Louis is gonna be there. So pretty much all ICCC people except for Andrew, and Jeremiah's not gonna be able to make it either. So either way, let's get into it. Let's go.
Okay, so is that on here? You're on here? Alright, you're good.
Of course I'm good. Your boy's always good. Alright, we're getting in. Obviously, fudge the line. That's what we do. This line is pretty busy. You gotta squeeze in here. Squeeze past you. Alrighty. We are in the car. First thing, I should text the boys to see if they're here yet. Then we can start really exploring. So, be right back. Okay, so I think the boys are still trying to get in. The doors just officially opened 5 minutes ago without VIP, so I think it's gonna get crowded real quick in here. So that's the only thing. So I'm gonna try to film a little bit right now before it gets packed. Show you guys some of the booths. So look at all these. So many swords of all different. Look at Sting. Is that metal? This is metal. That's not it. So many weapons.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Force. Okay. Here you go. Jeremiah's Jeremiah's thing right here. Those are the lottery numbers Jeremiah uses, I bet. I remember these.
So now what is this one from?
God of War.
That's what I'm Is this all this one?
We're gonna look around.
Sorry.
Enough slots there for 3 sets of dice, and with the additional storage, a 4th set of dice or a minifig or whatever it is you want to put there. The nice thing about all 3 of the boxes, the lids all double as rolling trays, so you get some additional functionality out of it while keeping your dice a little bit more contained, less likely to roll off the table and whatnot. The tops and bottoms are held together in neodymium magnets, so they're nice and strong. You don't need to worry about your dice coming loose on you or anything like that, and they're going to stay in their nice little dice holes. The cool thing about, I also make these dice towers, so these can be used as their own standalone thing, whether you just set it up on your table and roll the dice that way, you get a good random roll out of it. The cool thing about these is there's magnets on the bottom of them as well, so if you have a tower and a dice crate, you can clip it to the lid of your box, roll your dice that way, and then you have a nice little catch tray at the bottom. Yeah. 2 ones.
2 ones.
Damn.
Rough.
On a single roll.
GG.
Good haul.
Who shot first?
No one. Get out. Only one person shot, and it wasn't Garita.
True. Oh, it's like, it's pretty light. Shaking mugs. What did you get?
8.
Hell.
An 8.
Your dad, homie.
Hey, listen.
Need a different one.
We
Yeah,
we didn't specify the DC.
That's true.
That's-
you know,
yeah.
shaking the shake doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Dice mugs.
What I like about these is if they're rolling terribly this way, unlike other dice, you can just start rolling them the other way.
Yeah.
Usually they get better.
Hopefully it's empty.
Right?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So like, as a big CR and D&D fan, like that was pretty like
That's amazing.
bucket list stuff for
Yeah,
me. So.
that's crazy.
Oh, thanks.
Makes it easier so that
And feel free to pick out those other ones. Those are other designs. Yeah, the Kikis.
You know why Wario was so bad all the time? Because he used to look like that. That's why he was mad.
Dude, get out of here.
Like that. 2 Star Wars weapons. Where 501st. Droids.
I'm not gonna lie. That's hard enough time with names anyways, and then you throw the identical in there, and I'm just like, I'm out. I'm out. Oh, fun.
It's Mando. In the flesh. Your boy. R5.
And then all of a sudden he does she's like, well, and just like too, they the first thing you couldn't wear.
Boots. This art's shy. I know. One post. Chill. You have the. I like this Miles Morales.
The other moving this is those are just
Yeah, I actually might pick up this Jawa. They got the man himself. I love these vintage, bro.
I don't like the vintage ones.
I just love the look of the Luke, the don't school. I actually might get this.
Going to bed well, and then he keeps saying he wakes up and doesn't like nightmares.
Good to know that that's what that's going for. So cool, so cool.
Look at that.
You got this mall?
yeah.
Well, this is a new one. I haven't seen that in person yet. Good to see. I like this one too. Dude, look at these. These are cool. Don't see a lot of these kind of figures.
I know you can hang in
20 for 1 or 4 for 50.
All right. I've got movies, TV, and Marvel DC here, and anime and video games.
I saw a bit of the
Bro, look at this one there.
Oh, sad.
That one's awesome.
Vader.
Oh, I haven't seen that in person either.
Huh? When did you give me that one figure from? Now I gotta buy more. Yeah. I want a Funko Pop from Nerd Now for free.
Oh yeah, I was there with you.
Yeah, I get it. Dragon. Future Trunks. Whoa. You want a circle, right? You're sure?
I want to look at it. Look at the detail of that. That is so nice.
And they are meant to be worn.
Look at that. That's
The other thing is when we sell them, for sizing, you see the foam in the top.
Yep.
You may have to go to like Hobby Lobby and get some foam to put on the side so it don't shift back and forth.
Gotcha.
We don't put the side pieces in because we want you to fit it to yourself.
Gotcha. That's sweet.
And he can print any Stormtrooper helmet.
Okay. Lightsaber.
You're free to go in. I make lightsaber pecans from scratch. You're free to hold one, see what you think. Sweet. Alright.
Alright, we're in line. We're in line to go to the panel of the Hobbits, so yep, we're just hanging out. We found Louis. We found everyone. It's a lot of people compared to ICCC.
And in honor of this joyous day, we have a very important proclamation. To honor, of course, Elijah Logan and Sean Austin. Give them another huge round of applause. In honor of a very special day that we are calling for this particular moment. And so, we don't do these very often. Whereas, Minneapolis is home to many who wander these great lands without getting lost, and many who find good in this world and know it's worth fighting for. And whereas, from north to south.
It's the ring.
It's the ring.
And whereas, from north to south, to east to west, you will find people and creatures of all backgrounds here in more than just two towers. From wizards, to hobbits, dwarves, and elves, to men and orcs. And whereas the people of this land, while different from one another, have come together to form a fellowship and to carry out their calling. And whereas many kindred spirits find themselves on a journey here in Minneapolis, a journey that takes them along new roads. Roads that might sometimes be dark, but that always lead to the light, because every darkness will come to pass. And whereas, along the journey, there is breakfast, and second breakfast, and a precious ring, and sometimes even a short brush with fire and a shadow creature in the depths of a mine. And whereas sometimes the journey gets halted for a few days while you sit up in the trees and listen to the history of the forest. And whereas sometimes the journey seems like too much, and you might wish you hadn't started it at all, but then you remember that all we have to decide is what to do with this time that is given to us. And whereas sometimes the journey shows us that even the smallest person can change the world while setting out on an adventure. And whereas not all of those who wander in Minneapolis are lost, and all will live happily ever after in the end of their days. Now therefore, I, Jacob Fry, Mayor of the City of Minneapolis, do hereby proclaim November 12th, 2022 as Middle Earth Day in the City of Minneapolis.
Thank you so much for the. Are you taking off? Are you going to go to mayoral duties or family duties? Well, shouldn't you be up? You should be up here. No. All right. Well, if we have any questions, we know where you are. I have to say, we've been to many big cities this year. Is Minneapolis a mid-sized or I think it's a big city. It's a large city. The first Mayor Fry is the first mayor of several $100 million, epic trilogy or just low-bud indies that you do. When you step into a rehearsal space or you step onto a set, you instantly have a bond with people, or you can, and most of the time you do have a bond with people that kind of transcends normal interaction. So you.
I have a comment for Sean and a question for Elijah about a couple throwbacks. I think, Sean, you were super underrated in 51st Dates. You were hilarious.
So cool.
Thank you.
You didn't just create Thrawn, but you created the Chiss and that culture and the political system. Did something inspire you to create this the way it was, or what went into actually creating the Chiss culture and political system?
Well, creating the Chiss culture, I had given hints of it through the various books, Spectre of the Past, Vision of the Future, Outbound Flight, a couple of things into Survivor's Quest. Little bits and pieces about the culture, but typically I don't spend a lot of brain power and time developing something I may never get to use. It's just, I do better to think about what book is next on my list or something like that. So that was, in those books, that was all we had until Celebration in Chicago. We were just finishing up the Imperial Trilogy with Thrawn Treason, and my editor took my wife and me to breakfast and said, since basically we're filling in Thrawn's timeline, and we've gotten everything except this 9-year gap that Filoni has created from Rebels to the Ahsoka series. How about we go back in time to before Thrawn comes to the Empire and his life in the Chiss Ascendancy? And I'm sitting and listening to this pitch and thinking, this sounds like it could be interesting, this sounds like it could be fun. How are we going to persuade Lucasfilm to go along with this? And he finished his pitch and said, oh, and by the way, Lucasfilm has already signed off on it. Okay, no fighting involved in this one. And subsequently, I got a note from, I guess it was Pablo Hidalgo, saying, you know that everything that's you have not done about the Chiss is all legends now. You can ignore all of that. Oh, good. You mean I get to build it from the ground up? Okay, I've got these 2x4, 4x4s that I've set up in the other books. Let's start filling in the house. And so, okay, we know there are ruling families at this era, 9 of them. We know how the military is set up to some extent. We know some of the culture. Now I start playing the game of, we do this, what are the consequences? We have 9 ruling families. We don't have a president or a Congress or judiciary. How do we do a balance of power? Well, we have shifting alliances between the ruling families and throw in the 40 great families to complicate things even more. This is how the culture works. This is how, you know, I get in Greater Good, I get to see a ranching family, just the normal people of the ascendancy, the normal Chiss. But it was I can now start building pieces in, seeing what would lead to something else, and just built the culture as I went. But starting from the ruling families, how Thrawn was brought into the myth, etc. And then it's just a matter of world building, which I've been doing for 40 years of other work. So.
Put into how the narrator pronounces names and like accents and stuff.
Typically, no. Mark and the audio team do all of that themselves. I found it particularly interesting. A lot of people have commented on Eli Vanto sounding rather southern in Thrawn. And I think that was, I'm sure that was deliberate. What they told me as I'm working on these books is that the idea that the Empire was xenophobic is being retconned just a little bit. It's not that they dislike non-humans. It's more like Boston versus Alabama, that the outer rim is considered the sticks, and that's the one the highfalutin folks on Coruscant really look down their nose on. Not necessarily aliens, but those who are out in the rural areas, the rednecks and such. And so I'm sure that Mark picked that accent as in the United States, the stereotypical New England liberal versus the stereotypical Alabama redneck, and have some of that feel for the listeners that yes, Eli is going to be looked down on because of that accent. So I'm sure that part was deliberate. Why Arlani has a German accent, I don't know. But I'm sure there were good reasons for all of these. But yeah, the short answer is they don't usually get me in to do any suggestions. And frankly, I wouldn't do very well. They know what they're doing. Let them do it.
Is there any character in Star Wars currently that you would like to take on and make a trilogy for?
Again, the young Obi-Wan making a nuisance of himself one. Anybody in Star Wars currently? Nothing springs to mind. I've always liked the classic movie characters. Andor's story is probably going to be pretty well covered by the season they're doing with him. Yeah, nothing springs to mind, but if they said tomorrow, well, we'd like you to do this, a 3-book series on this person, good chance I could come up with it. However, I will draw the line right now at the heroic adventures of Jar Jar Binks.
Alright, so as you guys can tell, I asked Timothy Zahn a question, which was pretty cool. So we're still browsing the con, looking for Louis. Tanner headed out already, but it was fun hanging out all day. This is all the photo op stuff still.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's not even happening.
It's pretty busy still, as you guys can tell. It's still popping off, but other than that, it's pretty fun con. A lot of anime, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty sweet. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. We get a couple more clips here for you guys. So yeah, let's go.
Oh, I thought it was yours.
And a couple of Hot Toys, Boba Fett. Trooper. Some vintage. I didn't see that. Rocky.
I got the Black Series.
Thank you. You're welcome. Alright guys, that's a wrap for Twin Cities Con Day 2, technically, Saturday. I just got some sweet art that you guys will most likely end up seeing in the room. Yes, they're still going, I think like another hour, but I'm gonna head out right now. But it was really fun. I enjoyed the con, it was really sweet. And for second year doing it, I think it was pretty big, it's pretty good. So if you guys have not, and you live in the Twin Cities and have not come out to Twin Cities Con, make sure you guys do that next year, because it is fun and it's definitely worth it. So alright, that will be the end of the video. Like I said, I just got a couple arts, nothing too crazy. So but yeah, that was Twin Cities Con 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you guys are new, and we'll see you guys soon. May the force be with you. Bye.